Open it up, Apple D.
Okay, we good. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of You're Gonna Need a Drink for This. It is a Sexy After Kids podcast. I am your host, Apple Daniels. As you can see, today I am in red with my red lips. We got a special topic for today because it is the week before Valentine's Day. So we wanted to do something for y'all. We wanted to drop an episode to help you spice things up, to help you get going as you go into the next week with your special loved one. So as usual, I got my girls here with me, Adrienne Nicole and Lynette. They are in the
Good
building. We
morning.
all
Good
have
afternoon.
red
Girl.
on. Adrienne, talk to me about this shirt. What's going on with this shirt?
It says define naughty.
Right.
Hmm.
Everyone has their own thing about what being naughty is. And hey, I mean, everybody's naughty isn't the same. So I say
Hmm.
use your imagination.
Use your imagination. Listen, well, that's what we're gonna do. Lynette, what about you? Talk to us. You got a heart on your shirt, so you're going more with the love.
Yeah, well, you got to go with the love. It's Valentine's Day, so whatever. In the spirit, let's go. I mean, in the topic, yeah, I guess it should revolve around love, right, or something.
She sounds so convincing.
Right.
It's Valentine's
Love.
Day, I guess.
What we
Go with
gonna
the
do
love.
is
Listen, I'm going for more. I don't know. It's giving something.
you sound
It's
about as
giving.
convincing as I do.
Right.
I don't know. You got the red lips popping.
Giving.
Right.
Giving.
Giving
It's
something.
giving.
Whatever it is, it's giving that. Hey, future babe.
Right.
A happy medium. A happy medium.
Right. Yeah, future babe. This is what we working with. um. Cool. So let's jump right in. First of all, let me ask y'all, what's in y'all cup? Y'all know how we do. What's in the cup?
Well, I got turmeric ginger tea with
Nice.
some ginseng honey in my cup.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
go figure. The ginseng.
The
Yeah, I want
ginseng.
some rich vanilla coffee. I'm on the
Okay.
cafe. She needs the cafe.
Well, I have a surprise for y'all today.
I dare you.
I do not have wine in my cup.
What? I
I
was
do
thinking
not have wine in
mimosa
my
or something.
Girl,
I
blink
do not have a
twice.
mimosa.
Blink twice.
Apple. You
I
okay?
have peppermint tea.
You better come on, somebody. Peppermint schnapps.
Ooh.
No, just
In her
peppermint tea, baby.
sexy after
What?
kids mug. I
Girl, you better go
love.
ahead and blink twice if you in trouble.
I said no wine today. No
So
wine today. I don't want.
we
You
all
know,
have
you,
mugs
you
today.
we all have mugs today. Yeah, yeah. I said this conversation. We gonna drink tea on this one.
Okay.
Wine might be a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
There. That's
Save that for later.
actually that's probably the best drink for this topic.
Listen, listen. So, okay, so let's get started. We're going to jump right in. We're going to talk about these things. Adrian, I said I was going to let you kick it off because you are our resident spice things up lifestyle experts. So,
Am I
I'm
now?
going to kick it off.
And go.
Don't play no games.
Listen, listen. I mean, we're talking about what ways to spice it up. I'm just gonna be honest, and we're gonna dabble into, you know, another area of forbidden fruit, as people like to talk about, because people really don't know what it is. But some ways to spice it up around this time. I mean, one, you should know what your significant other or mate or person of interest is into, right? And so with having that information, you should be able to play on that. So if they like to watch porn, guess what y'all should be doing?
Hmm.
Watching
All
porn.
right. All right.
I mean, if they like it, say their love language is physical touch, guess what you should be doing? Rubbing and touching on that person, right?
Mm,
So tap into whatever little bit or tad bit of information you know about that person. Now, of course, you have that forbidden fruit that we kind of dabbled on a little bit here, which is lifestyle topic. I don't know if we just want to go straight into that or if we gonna have a whole little let's talk about that in the corner type thing. But
No,
you know, you
I say, listen, this is the if there was an episode for us to at least intro that or get into it, this is the one. You know, there are a lot of us out here who are in relationships, right?
mhm.
So
Let me
we want
sip
to
my
touch
tea.
on, go on a sippy seat, get ready. We want to make sure that we are touching on every aspect of what the people who are watching need. So I say go for it. I'm like, jump right in.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's jump right in. So let's go into those who are open to introducing others into the bedroom. It's that time of season, right? Look at
I'm sorry. I'm
so
sorry.
let's just go right there. I mean, we grown on here, right?
Let's talk
We
about
go.
it. Let's just be
Let's talk
ready.
Let's
about
talk
it. I
about
mean,
it. I
we
mean, I'm
grown.
not saying jump right in, but she went like,
I mean, hey, because you
right, let's
are
go.
it's that season of love. It's that
Hmm.
season of openness. And if that is something that you and your significant other are into, it's the perfect time. Valentine's what falls on the 14th, and they always say the 15th is the day after for the side piece. Well, hey, it doesn't have to operate that way.
So let's be clear. Are we talking about the side chicks or are we talking about the threesome chicks?
I mean, why does it have to be a chick though?
Oh hell no. Okay.
I'm just saying.
I'm just
Let's
going.
just let's just talk about it because whoever the additional people are, it's that time of season for them too. So why can't we love all at once?
So, are we suggesting? Are
What do we suggest? I mean, that's a way to spice it up. We're talking about ways to spice it
no?
up.
You for real. So I'm asking. So are we saying like bringing another person into the bedroom with? Now, is this person someone you know? Is this the side piece? Why is there even a side piece? But okay,
Girl,
There's
listen.
an additional person,
person.
So a threesome.
Okay,
if that's what you want to call it.
okay.
If that's what you
A
want to call
threesome.
it, I mean, hey, I
Or
could
a
have
quad,
two
a
men.
quad. What
Have
are we
you
talking?
recently seen that picture floating around with the lady that's married? She has two husbands. One
Oh,
is
I
her
saw
husband
that.
of a long time, and one is her husband, recent. And I think they
Her new
just had
husband.
a little baby together. And her and the first husband have, I think, one or two kids. I think one for sure. I know I saw two kids. I remember two. So they have a whole arrangement. Like
Huh.
they have a whole home, businesses, life, right?
Mhm.
So it's no different from around that this is the season for them to love on each other. There's no I'm gonna love on you on the 15th
Mhm.
or I'm gonna love on you on the 13th. No, they're all one
What is
happy
that?
family.
We're
Is
going
that polyamory or polygamy?
to
Is
look, and
what's
that's what I
the?
was
I
wondering.
get them confused. I get the terms confused. I'm
But
gonna look that up.
now we're kind of drifting into two separate. First, we were going into threesomes. Now we're jumping on like a polyamory type thing.
But
So
I'm
we're
just saying we can call it what we want to call it.
no, because they're
Love is
actually not.
love.
They're not synonymous. They are not synonymous.
Okay.
You know, I'm just not putting a label to any of it.
Got it. Okay.
What she's saying is one way to spice it up is to add another
And
party,
yeah,
right?
that's a way to spice it.
The polyamory, the polygamy, that's if you already have that person. So y'all already spiced.
Right.
The spice
Already
is
spicy.
But if you and
the
your
spice is there. It's all spice.
decide that you want to add somebody to the mix, for sexual purposes versus relationship purposes. That's a different.
Okay, so but what are the rules? What are the? Okay, so let me preface by saying this. That ain't my jam. I
Mine
don't
either.
share.
Mine either.
Not share.
At
Not
all.
sharing whatsoever. But
On the
here's the
past
thing.
life.
But here's the even if it's current life, like here's the thing. We have people who watch this show from all walks of life. So we're not alienating anybody in terms of this particular conversation, right?
Right. Right.
So what are since you brought this up, what are the rules of engagement
Well,
as you know them to be?
It's
yes.
subjective in my opinion, but go ahead.
It is
Okay.
very so yeah, let's tap into let's sit here for a moment.
Hmm.
It is very hard, right? I'm gonna be honest and for upfront with our audience because it's not for everyone. You have to have self confidence, self love, um, willpower, and you really do have to be open minded. Um, I've seen situations where couples, one mate is with another person, another mate is with another person, same space, two different people they're with, and one person just flips out because there was a sound or there was something that was done with their mate and the other person, and it just made them blow a head gasket, right? And so they stopped what they were doing to go confront their mate, but yet
So
they were doing it too.
let me tell you for other reasons other than the fact that I'm just not interested in that. I could see that being me. You got
Yeah.
one time. You got one. When I say you got one time, you got one time to to touch
Where
him
that
the wrong
food come from?
child. You got one time, and he got one time to respond in a way with the other person that wasn't respond. I'ma lose it. I'm gonna lose it. Like outside of
Yeah,
the fact that I don't have an attraction in that way, and so that's not something that I would do. The other part of it is I would be that person that would ruin it. I got too many rules. I got
yeah.
what you can't touch. Don't touch him. Don't touch me. Don't talk to him. Don't talk to me. Well, what are we here for?
Why are you there? What are you doing? What are you
What are we
doing?
even doing? You know.
So there are rules, right? So
Mm,
if you are a single in the room, you need to be able to read the room, one, to know who are mates, right? Who the mates
mhm,
are in the room. Um, and you need to have permission. If you meet
mm,
a person who you're interested in, and that person tells you, "Oh, me and my mate, we live an open lifestyle," you still need to get permission from that other mate, that other partner, to be able to interact with their mate, and you need to know if the interaction can happen with them being present or without them being present, because that makes a difference as well.
okay, so y'all are basically sitting down and having a conversation, all
Yeah.
parties involved, about how this goes before and after, right? Because I'm assuming you're going to also talk about whether or not you continue to remain in contact. Like, is this a one time thing?
Correct.
Do we want you to come back? Is it okay for you to talk to him when she's not there or her when he's not there? Or, whatever it
All
is,
of those are
right?
rules.
Okay.
All of
Okay.
those are rules. And it has to be clear because think about it. Think about when it's just two people in a relationship. It's hard enough for just the two of them to communicate.
Hmm.
So just imagine you adding an additional person in. That communication level has to go to the next level. Like you got to peak it up, step it up because it's now another person involved and all the rules need to be set because the way things happen at home may not can't all can't happen with that additional person.
Right.
right?
Lynette, you
Lynette, like, what the hell?
look,
I know Lynette
I
looking
can't
like I
even
know
get
you
it.
lying.
I can't even get it out because the look on Lynette's face, I'm trying to ask questions to be objective. I'm trying to ask questions to make sure no one feels left out of this conversation,
Just listening.
regardless of my personal preference.
I'm
I'm
just
not
Lynette's
listening.
face, though, I
Lynette, what's
cannot.
your thought on
I'm just
an
Man,
thinking.
open relationship that to keep it spicy, to keep things new and interesting? What's your thought?
okay, let give us another tip because what's the next tip? I can't get over this.
I
Woo!
This
mean,
is
I can
hilarious.
always come with a comment, but you know,
This is
We
supposed
want
to
to
be a
hear it.
serious episode, and we've been laughing this entire time. Give me another tip. I
Okay,
have some too,
so
but
another
I'm
tip.
letting you.
Okay, so here's another tip. Um, I'm bald headed, right? So
oh,
you know,
Girl,
with me, it's easy for me to throw on and throw off wigs. Unlike y'all, you know, you got to braid your hair down, you got to
who said?
do all this other stuff up under that. So another way to spice it up, hey, walk in with some red hair, walk in with some blonde hair and some fishnets. Like change it up, change the look up. Get you some leather.
Now let me tell you, I'm with that because and hair, it don't matter how much hair I got up under here. I got hair, but I'm just saying, I throw that thing in a ponytail so quick and tie that ponytail up and throw a different color. Listen, I be red, I be blonde, I be curly, I be straight, short, long, me, it don't matter. What you want? It's all good. Yeah, I'm with that. Now you
Yeah,
talking.
okay.
Now you
See,
talking.
she's like, bring it
We
over here, bring
cooking.
it on.
We in the
Because that's
kitchen.
what you
We
do. What
cooking.
about you, Lynette? Like, you have to, what's that song where they talk about, like he want to see a different woman, he want to see a different girl. Well, you can be all that,
I
and we
agree.
can do names, whatever you want to call me.
You
Let's
remember
go.
that DMX challenge they did on TikTok when it was a Brenda Letitia, Linda Fleet.
Right.
Man, listen, I
Girl,
had a picture for every single name he dropped. Listen, ain't, ain't no going to. You want another woman? I got one. Which one? You want
got
Brenda Letitia, Linda Tanisha, Dawn LaShawn,
all of them,
Inez Delisha? Who you want? I got you.
all of them. So another one. Here's another one. Right. Let me talk to the ladies that are tapping in.
Okay.
Um, a lot of us we ask for hardworking men, strong men, right? Well, those men deal with a lot of things outside of the home, right? So sometimes they just need some quiet time. How about you run that man a bubble bath? How about because I know as a woman, you probably got some candles somewhere, right? Like that man some eucalyptus candles. If you don't have one, girl,
Hmm.
go to the store and get one. Light that man
Hmm.
some candles. Run that man some hot bath water, some baby oil in there. You know, it's gonna be slippery in there. Put him a little baby oil in there. Put him a little bubble bath in there, and let that man relax. Sometimes that alone is all he needs to reset. Now that's just my thought. I don't know about y'all.
I'm with that. I don't know that I would equate that to spicing it up in the bedroom
For me,
necessarily.
it is because I
However, I can
mean,
see though because mental, and especially if you have a man who's mental plays a part. Like
mhm,
even
mhm,
when we think about ourselves, if I'm stressed out, I'm dealing with the kids, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm working, I'm doing a podcast, I'm moving, I'm doing all of these different things, and I walk in the door and he's like, "Hey, give me some." Like, wait, what? No, get me in the headspace. I'm not even talking about the actual foreplay. Get my mental there. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me relax for a minute and kind of bring me into that. So I can see that. What
yeah.
about you, Lene? You ain't said nothing.
Come on, man. You spicing it
Give
up
me the main one. I'll be having to interject the conversation, and homegirl ain't got nothing to say today.
now. Mm-mm.
uh,
She an undercover freak.
listen,
She's a whole Leo. Quit playing with her.
I
Quit
Listen.
playing
tapped
with
it.
her.
Undercover freak.
She a whole lion. Quit playing with
Mhm.
her.
Mhm.
Okay, so oh boy. Okay, so let me preface it by saying this. I mean, no shade to anybody. Do you? If you like the whole threesome, polyamory, polygamy, whatever, do you knock yourself out? It is literally not for me. I'm selfish. I don't share very well. I don't play with others. Just no. Um, so on the other hand, as far as spicing it up, but see, I'm different. I'm not that one. Again, that whole bubble bath thing and the candles thing, that's cute, but that's not me. That's not
Chris
me.
said
Okay,
that's cute.
so what is you? Talk to us about what's you.
Me.
What
Oh my
would you do to spice it up with your man, girl?
God,
Listen,
listen. Okay, my thing is this. I'm not really a spicer upper like that. I don't. Some women
Right.
want to be made love to, and some women want to get fucked.
Oh,
Okay.
she like,
okay.
come on with it then. Pound town. What?
Right. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, first of all, you have to have some amazing face.
Okay.
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 Oh my
That's
God.
just come on.
So secondly, like, I mean, honestly, like I said, role play, in my opinion, comes very differently. It's not the whole we're gonna dress up like it's Halloween and the whole nine. You know what? Why we gotta talk about me? So listen,
You know
there's
you better
okay,
than
so
anybody.
let's go into another realm. Okay, so there's those that like the BDSM, but everybody kind of likes their own little whatever parts of that. Some people like that whole rough thing, like that, choke me, like grab my hair, like rough, talk to me a certain way, like I'm your slut sort of thing, that whole thing. That's kind of where I live. I don't really live in the whole like making love is nice, it's fine, but I like to just put me in a different category of that. Like again, that whole lingerie and let me walk around and let me show you. Like listen,
That's Apple.
I didn't know we got time for all of that. Like, what are we doing? Throw me up against a
man,
wall or something. But what the fuck are we
man,
doing?
don't put all my business out there.
So Lynette
I'm
want to
this
be
way on your
chose.
screen, by the way.
Hold on, I'm this way. Lynette want to be
I'm
chose.
over here.
Apple
Lynnette's over there.
Apple want to be in a lingerie, and I'm just like, let's go with it. Whatever.
I'm not saying that I want to. I just said I'm with it. I didn't say that I had to do it. I just said I'm with it. I'm kind of like, what is his thing?
Oh
First of
my.
all, I'm very if y'all can't tell by the amount of immature laughing and blushing I'm doing, I'm very vanilla. Like I'm very sometimes I think I'm not, but when I hear my other friends talk, I be like, oh God,
No, for real. I feel you on that one.
touch my pearls, Lord. I am vanilla. But here's the other thing. I'm on whatever he on, right? Like if he is my person and we are in, this is us, I mean, I was married before, right? So I'm on whatever he's on. I'm down to,
Hmm.
I'm down for
My
the
Whatever
most
it takes.
part.
okay,
Right?
my
I do have boundaries, and there are things I'm absolutely not going to do. Right, the sharing, the whole. There's certain things I'm not going to do, but I also just feel like when you are in a committed relationship with somebody, when you are like, let's take the whole whether or not you're even supposed to do premarital sex. Like, let's take that out of it. Right, just out of the conversation. You're committed to somebody, and it's y'all. I feel like both parties should be doing what they can to please their partner.
well, you also and plus you have to know your person. Like I'm not gonna
That part.
even before it even gets to that point, like I'm gonna date somebody or I'm gonna deal with somebody who I know is not like, for example, I cannot deal with a passive man. You understand what I'm saying? For
Oh,
one,
I can't stand a passive man.
Hmm.
but
It
some
Hmm.
makes
people
me feel masculine because I'm a very
Hmm.
feminine woman. So you can't be
we can't be feminine
passive or
together.
that
We
part.
can't. Right. But see,
Mm-mm.
not only that, like I have, and it is not so much on purpose. I say because of my occupation, just because of me in general, I'm very feminine, but I also have a very I don't want to say aggressive personality, but I can.
Dominant.
Yeah, but the crazy part about it is I'm not dominant. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm very submissive. So what I need is, I would need a man who is a manly man. Like, he is a grown ass man and he's coming in as a grown ass man. Like, I don't need anybody that is whatever Lynette wants. And Lynette, you take control. And Lynette, you do this. And Lynette, you do that. I want
No, that's not gonna work. So
yeah.
so we have my career kind of toes the line with yours, and I often have to say I'm not legal. All I do is pretty much interpret and tell you what you can and can't do based on what it says in black and white. And because my job is very black and white, I sit in a dominant space all day long. All
Mhm.
day long, I tell executives, no, you can't do that. Yes, your employee, like no, you like all day long. I'm telling people what to do. I'm in a position of somewhat of an authority. They can choose not to listen to me and take your chance, with the state if you want to. But I'm in a position where I tell people what to do all day, right?
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to do, like when I come home as a very feminine woman who has to step into somewhat of a masculine role, 9 to 5, when I come home or I'm in my space with my person, I want to be feminine. I know people
Exactly.
don't like the word. I know people don't like the word submissive, but with the right
But
man,
why?
I
But
want.
why?
Well, that's a whole nother episode. We we don't have time for that one
Right.
today.
Right.
But with the right man, I want to be submissive. I want to be feminine. I don't want to have to worry about it. There's a funny TikTok, and it's a girl walking in Target with her man, and she's like, my man's brain when he's in Target versus my brain. And the man is like, exit to the left. Okay, that man looks like he's crazy. If something happens, I know I can take him. Okay, boom, we're gonna go down this aisle. And in her brain, she's like, la 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 la, look at the pretty lights. La 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 la. Ooh, popcorn. Right? I
Right.
mean, and that's where I want to be. Not to say that I don't want to be a woman who thinks or isn't helping him, but I just don't want to I don't want to do that
Yeah.
when I'm with someone. You know what I mean?
Well, no, and I get it because, like, even with my profession is very aggressive. For one, I'm in like a man's profession, if you will. So, and I'm a black woman. So I'm, excuse me, I'm constantly trying to not so much prove myself, but basically like, you're not going to walk all over me, and then I'm constantly talking to, the other side or other people, or whatever the case may be. So I can't be like, well, can you guys please? My life just does not work that way. So I'm constantly having to assert myself on people for certain reasons. So again, like you said, Apple, when I come home, that is not the life that I want to live. My career is my career, but Lynette is a totally separate person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to come home and run a tight ship because this is what I am and this is what I do. Like, that is not how this works. I want somebody who's going to bring me off of that, or whatever the case may be, and be a grown man. I don't need somebody who is going to, tuck their tail between their legs and whatever you want, honey. I don't need a yes man, you know. Um, I just don't need it. So to spice things up in that sense, it's like it kind of from this perspective, it starts with feminine energy, and that's something that's talked about a lot today, because a lot of women are not in their feminine energy, or a lot of women feel that, well, why should I have to? Because the men are doing this and we should be able to do da 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 da, and they should accept us for da 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 da. Well, if that's how you feel, then knock yourself out. But there's a lot of men who are not going to go for that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's kind of like you can't just bust out and say, well, this is just who I am. You're a woman, you have to be a woman. Now, alternatively, and this is also being said mainstream, and I'm starting to kind of agree with this, it's like women, we don't really switch it on and off like a light switch. If you are a feminine type woman or you're not, but that again goes into different subcategories. But you can't just say, because there's a lot of feminine acting men out there, or a little, the fuck boys, the sassy men, or whatever the case may be, but they still want you to treat them like they are the end all be all. And it kind of doesn't work that way. Like, I cannot move that way. So again, that goes back to, you have to know your partner. So I think it's about men and women as far as spicing it up in the bedroom. It really depends. Everybody's into different stuff, and that's fine. But I know for a lot of men, a nice number of men, it's you have to be in your feminine energy. A man don't want to be dealing with or sleeping with a woman who has masculine energy, because he might as well sleep with a man if that's the case.
I can
Thoughts,
agree with that.
Adrian?
No,
Yeah, I mean, I
I
agree.
can agree with that for sure. Because to some, I can come off pretty, masculine and dominant. That's because of the role I have to play, right? In the workspace or in the home. But when I'm with my man, that's totally different. I'm all putty in his hands. It's like if someone was to see me, they'd be like, "Girl, you all right?" Yeah, I'm all right. That's just me. That's the state I want to be in. I'm tired. I want to be able to take that cape off, right, and just be my no in my normal state of what I'm supposed to be, where I'm supposed to be in. So I can absolutely agree with that. Um, I was thinking as you were talking though, some other ways to spice it up because we kind of talked about role play. We talked about inviting others in. Um, I think for me, another way to spice it up is tapping into that person's fetish. Like I have, I'll talk about myself from experience because I can only talk about me. Um, I had a friend who was wanting someone like to come into the office. Well, guess what? I went into the office, his office, corporate building. Like that was a way to spice it up.
So the actual workspace, like we're not pretending that like a different part of the house, like we
No,
went to
the
work.
workspace.
Okay,
Yep.
let's go.
So it was a way to spice up our the relationship, right? It was something that I knew he wanted to do. We had talked about it. You know, when you having bedside talk, pillow talk as they call it, when you're having a pillow
Hmm.
talk and you talk about things that you want to do one day or interested in. Um, that was something that was said, and so I remembered it and I took the opportunity when it presented itself. That's a
Hmm.
way to spice it up.
Okay.
That sex that you're not supposed to be having, or that sneaky kind of what if we get caught, that
Yeah, I mean, because it's the
Yeah.
adrenaline, right? I think for most of us, whenever we're doing something we don't supposed to be doing, it's the adrenaline behind it. But in that instance, it was a fetish, and it was a fetish that I knew about, and so I just took the opportunity. You at the office? You at the office late? Okay, I'm on my way. I'm gonna come up to the office, and so just took the
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
opportunity. Some people were
Yeah.
there, but it wasn't as busy in the day. I think that's probably one of
You
mine.
got to get somebody
When it's
fired.
in the middle of
You
the
are
day.
about to lose your job.
In the middle of the day. But that
But
was a
that is
way.
the way you have to respect that people have. So that's like exhibitionism, right?
Mhm.
Doing it in public places or places where you're not supposed to, and that's kind of a kink for some people. And I mean, yeah, that could
And
be
it's
Right.
all about the adrenaline,
Listen,
right?
Arrange your mind.
I'm,
Right.
I'ma sip this tea.
Right.
listen, we're not going to talk about me. I'm
Okay.
44, and I'll just leave it there. I'm 44. I've been married. I'm gonna leave it there.
I'm 46. I've been married, and oh
She
boy.
living her best life.
Yeah, leave it
She the
there.
only one not married.
No,
Have
but
never
here's the
been.
thing. But the thing is, people do have all sorts of fetishes and things that they're into. And that's why I said earlier, like, when you're committed to somebody and you're in this relationship and it's y'all and you want to keep it spicy and you want to keep it fresh, I'm on what you on. You should be on what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all should be on what each other, just for the experience, right? You could try it and then be like, hey, babe, you know what? Not really my thing. Like, let's find a
Happy
compromise,
medium
work
somewhere.
around, a happy medium, something, right? Or let's find the thing that we both like enjoy, not run it into the ground. But we both know, I'm gonna take Adrian's example. We both know that every now and again we like to do something we're not supposed to do. So we're not going to do this every single time, but maybe spontaneously, right?
Right.
Because that's part of it too, the spontaneity, right? Spontaneously, yeah, duck off into the corner. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think like ways that you could. I do have some tips, but Adrian, do you have any other?
Um. Also, what about? I don't know about you guys, but create a playlist, a sex playlist.
As a music
Um.
playlist,
Yeah.
they still do that?
Yes, girl, baby, you can have the best ride to the right song. The hell. So yes, create a playlist, and if you two do not live together, maybe that list is playing a particular song is playing when he opens the door, so he know what time it is when he open the door. It may
Mhm.
be some sexual healing or some Pound Town in Lynette's mind, right?
You got a whole trap playlist for the.
I'm gonna get to the point. But no, so there's another way that I'm wanting this also everybody's talking about. What do you guys think about sex toys during
I
sex?
was just about to go there. Yeah, I'm all for it.
That's not my jam, only because let me rephrase that. It depends on what it is. Like that whole handcuff. Like I said, I'm into that weird shit. But like the whole like the dildos and the rolls and the all that stuff. Like I need some real human flesh. I don't know about all that plastic shit and silicone shit. I can't get down with none of that. Now you can handcuff me to
Oh, we
something,
go.
probably do some other. Lord have mercy. Anyway, the fact of the matter is,
But you're talking about me.
well,
This
Adrienne, are
that
you?
one.
Would you? And how do you feel about it?
I have a particular toy that I actually love in the
Hmm.
bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because it allows me to get my front stimulation while he's doing what he's doing. And it's not too big, so it's not really intimidating. Very small. And I keep that baby with me when I travel, when I go to work.
Wow. I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I need somebody who basically already knows what
I
time it
work
is
from home.
and it goes to work. I don't really, if you need
I
help,
mean, and they don't be needing help. Matter of fact, I have gotten to the point now to where I will ask. I be like, do you get offended by toys?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, bet, say less," because I already have it in hands reach. Uh, anyway,
Not
and
in hands reached. This says she
yes,
ready.
right?
What you think of?
I'm ready. So as soon as
Listen,
he's back there, I got it right. I'm just ready because I do think certain toys spice up the room, in my opinion. It's not always needed, um, but it's something. Now you can overuse toys, and it
I
will
believe that.
yeah, it will mess with your
And I
sensation.
believe that, and I've heard
Mhm.
that. I've heard that in conversation, I've heard that people who do use toys and are single for very long periods of time,
Yeah,
right? You lose the
it will
sensation. It
offer you
becomes hard for your
orgasm.
person to please you.
Yeah, yeah, and that's true. I mean, that's true because that was at one point where I was using it toys a lot, right? I was not messing with anybody for a couple of years. And
Mhm.
then when I got back out there, I just could not come. I was like, this ain't gonna work. And it wasn't that the sex would be bad because it would be good. And I'm like, why am I not? And I talked to my doctor, and that's when he was like, Adrian, you gotta step back from the toys. I was like, okay. So
I'm sorry, it was like that. Why did you make that face? Why did you make that? I was like really into the conversation. I just looked and made a face. Cute the whole mood.
Because
I'm trying to be mature.
you know why?
Ma'am,
Because I can just imagine Oh, Adrienne, I can just imagine her just like going to town, like it's happening, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening. Like
Let me tell you, I'm visual, but that is one. I was not visual at
no,
any
no, no,
point
no,
during
not
that
not a visual in that
conversation.
sense, but I'm just talking about as far as the repetitiveness, like
Just going.
like
Wake
Right?
up,
Yeah.
counterclock
Yeah.
in my head was just going. Like, girl, how many times and when was all this?
baby. Feet haven't even hit the floor, and I got to get one when I wake up. Going to bed at night, I got to get another one. But it was like that.
So is
I,
it a stress reliever? Like if you were doing it regular, like
Well,
if you had a
in the
person, is it a stress
morning,
reliever?
so the morning is my peak time. I prefer
Okay.
morning six, right?
I do too.
So when I wake up, I'm ready because that's my coffee. That gets me going. That like gets me set for the day. And then at night, I done had a long, stressful day. I'm like, man, I need to go to sleep. So guess what? I need to get me a hard one, just like the men say they have to get me a hard one in, and I go to sleep. That's just
Right.
what it was. So at least twice a day for a couple of years.
I ain't mad
I'm
at it.
fine with what
It's
Adrian
just
said.
over the years. Over let me not even say years. Over decades, I have been lucky enough where I've had like literally one consistent person who just knew what time it was, and I didn't have to give no instructions, and it didn't really matter, and they just clocked in
So
and
you
went to
had a maintenance man, or this was your person?
sleep. I'm so sorry. Say that again.
I said, I said, well, so was he a maintenance man, or this was your person? Because you said I've had one
So
consistent
here's the
person, but
thing.
see,
So
that
let
can
me
be
no no. So
interpreted two ways. Like
let
I
me
was in
back
a
up.
relationship for years, or I had a
No,
maintenance man, and I call. I'm gonna
you
just
know
say
what? Okay, so
DOD,
let me
be
clear
on
that up.
demand.
Let me clear that up. We were during that span, we were not in a
Mhm.
relationship. Once upon a time, we were, right? He was not a maintenance man. He was way steps above a maintenance man.
Okay, now.
Yeah,
Machiavelli? What was that?
Okay, now.
I keep it consistent. That's how I can keep a low body count.
Hey,
Okay,
listen,
okay, okay,
Yeah,
listen,
for my age, I have a very, very low body count.
listen.
okay. I like that.
I keep it. One thing people can say is I'm consistent.
See, but that'd be hard for me because once I cut you off, I don't want you thinking you got access. So I
Well,
probably
no, no,
want
it's not for
to.
everybody, but I mean, sometimes people just have that one where it is what it is.
Okay. You know what? I could see that because I did have one who was lingering for at least 15 years.
Mine wasn't even a linger. Mine wasn't going nowhere. Mine was always a preface to anything I did. Anybody, it is what it is. Fight me.
I had to cut that off. I'm just like, that ain't gonna play. This ain't going nowhere. Yeah, let it go. But that was one who,
I wasn't giving mine up. Sorry.
well,
No.
that was one who actually took me to some peaks of spicing it up, right? Um, just something, other things I've done,
Yeah.
telling all my business out here to the world.
Girl, not you, but me. And that's okay.
Listen,
Um, but go and we were not in a relationship, but we were together somewhat for a very long time. So things like I would go and be with another person and maybe have my Bluetooth in and have him on the phone in my ear
He
while
gonna
I'm
bring
with
his
the
ass
person.
over. What the hell? I'd be so if you don't get in that car, what?
watch
Don't
you
over the
kick,
phone.
kick in the doorway in the so you doing what now? Let me tell
Period.
you something. Let me
Yeah,
tell
but
you
Yeah.
something.
we
I'm coming in hot. 16
Listen,
shot.
and we've
I'm
done it
coming
for
in.
me as
Stop playing
both
with
of
well.
me.
us gotta be in hot pursuit. We ain't doing no phone, nothing. This ain't 976.
I'm
No.
coming
But
in.
that was a way
Stop
to
playing with
spice
me.
it up. That was a way to spice it
Dude,
up. We know
I don't
we
share.
like to hear each, and we were not. Here's another caveat to that: we were not even sleeping together at that point, but we were
Some
still
people are
friends.
audible. Some
Yes,
people are auditory.
Okay, okay.
Also,
Got it. Because
I
I'm like,
don't know that I could be
I'm
auditory
not.
with my person and somebody. Let me say, not even I don't know. I know for certain. Absolutely not.
Yeah. You'd
I
have
know
him
for
on your
certain.
Adrienne.
absolutely not. But I do get how the sounds could play a role in getting it, you know.
It's no different from when you watch porn, but you're really not watching the porn. You just listening to the
But I'm not
sound.
watching my person.
I'm a visual
If I'm,
person, so
if,
sounds don't do anything for me.
See, it's the sound for me.
I'm a
I could go
visual
without
person.
seeing the actual action. So I guess that's where it worked for both of us because we were piquing each other's interest and spicing it up for each other. Although we were not together, we were not even sleeping together. We were still friends, but we still knew what each other liked, and we're still trying to help each other keep each other's life spicy. I guess if you can say.
I mean, and that's
Um,
dope. I ain't mad at it.
yeah, we were friends before anything.
And before
Um,
anybody out there, wait, and Adrienne, let me say something because you were single or whatever have you. I've been single for a very long time as well. Before anybody gets out there and busts out with, see, it's always these women and they got these little, they exes always coming around and this and this and this. Mind your damn business. Mind all your damn business. Go drink some water and mind your business. Today, if I'm single, it don't matter what the hell I'm doing. Mind your
correct.
business. And matter of factly, and let me just also touch on something that I've heard before as well. Like, well, why are you still dealing with so and so over here, and all of this other stuff? Because ain't no man out there giving me a reason not to. So at the end
Mhm.
of the day,
Mhm.
people like just like people like polyamory and people like this, and some people don't like it, and so on and so forth. Sometimes it just is what it is. Does that mean that that person is just going to be, interjecting in every single relationship that I'm in or somebody else in who may be doing something out there? Because there's a bunch of women out there, I'm pretty sure, spinning the block with their ex or somebody else who they've been dealing, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do you person. I don't even worry about what everybody else is doing. Knock yourself out. If that floats your boat, handle it. You know, but like that little stigma, on
Mhm.
women about, oh, they ex, they ex, they ex. Let's talk about the men who spin the block with their ex. But again, that's none of our business either. So do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been single for a long time. So at the end of the day, it's like what I choose to do is what I choose to do, just like any other woman out there who's been single for a long time. Do you? You know what I'm saying? And when that other person comes around that actually gives you a reason to not want to do whatever it is that you're doing, then it'll work itself out accordingly. But everybody kind of needs to, like I said, drink some water, sit down somewhere, and stay out of everybody else's business and worrying about what everybody else is doing with their business. It's not that deep.
Sister, let me give a disclaimer to before y'all even get started in these comments. Let's put that out there.
Hello.
Okay, so real quick, so I pulled up some tips because we gonna start wrapping this up. We might have to do a part two on this because there's so many different things that we've covered. So we've covered additional parties, we've covered various kinks. I think those are conversations on their own,
On the,
right? Maybe even with I don't know if there's experts, like if you're an expert in kink and whatever, we'd love to have you on, have you join the conversation because
well, I
again,
consider myself an expert. I mean, I
yeah,
had over 10 years in the game.
you listen, I didn't know if you wanted that. So I was
I
like
mean,
I always tell you, I don't put nobody nothing out there. Y'all are my friends, so I ain't gonna never be like, girl, I know you. I'm not gonna do that.
listen, I can get them some things, but we just keeping it around Valentine's this go round. We're gonna have to have another discussion on just that topic.
Right. So okay. So let's run through these tips really quick. So this article is how many? 23. 23 tips to 23 easy ways to spice up your sex life that are 100% effective. Now, that's a bold claim, but we are going to talk through some of these.
I bet you they about to be lame, lame. Come on with them. Bet you they was written by. Come on,
The way he tastes,
the
the way
vanilla
he
taste.
tastes, the way he tastes.
I'm vanilla though, so
Uh huh.
I'm vanilla. So,
I'm the kinky
okay.
vanilla princess.
We're not talking about me today. Number
Look, and
one.
I'm the YOLO. You only live once. Come on.
Hey, we're not talking about me today. Number one, try new things, aka experiments. So we talked about that a lot in detail, right? Um,
See.
it doesn't matter if it's adding a person, it doesn't matter if it's the earphones thing or whatever it is. You want to try new things. You want to Always be open to things that your partner may want to experience for the sake of keeping it spicy, making sure everybody is fulfilled and satisfied. Um, oh, and then they gave some games. Put together a sex bucket list, a hotel slumber party, midnight snack where you experiment with all different kinds of tasty treats and spin the bottle. Take it old school and spin the bottle with your person and then have different acts based on where the bottle lands. So instead of the people being in the circle, you would maybe have a circle of like game cards or like circle of cards you've made up, right, for different things. And y'all spin the bottle, and then wherever it lands, then that's what y'all get into, right?
So
So,
that's their
okay.
version of my strip pity pat. Okay, got it.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but okay, yep.
The cards.
That was a card game.
Yeah.
Sexy dice game. Um, Sex position countdown. Change up the position you use every night leading up to a certain day or holiday. Um, Never have we ever. Encourage each other to try something new. Sexy truth or dare. Love a sweet game. So those are all under number one. So number one is like try new
Okay.
things, and then there was a list of a bunch of things
Okay.
to kind of get your brain turning and moving in a direction to where you do something new. Build the anticipation. So create the anticipation with your spouse by keeping them on your mind all day. So you are, sending each other little notes, little texts, little pictures when you get home, that kind of stuff, right?
Send them some videos.
Again, but what you say?
Send them some videos.
I mean, yeah. What? I mean,
I'm just
I,
asking.
listen. I'm just reading. I say fill in whatever's gonna help build the anticipation with you and your person. Um, Increase the frequency. So if you guys are in a lull, right, you're in a period where you busy with the kids and work and all the responsibilities, and you guys haven't connected, increase your frequency, right? Maybe try it for X amount of days. We're going to every day, right? Or, I mean, as much as y'all bodies will allow, right? But increase the frequency to, I guess,
Can
up
we
the,
pause right there for just a
we can,
moment?
we can.
Because shouldn't people be doing it like almost every day or every other day anyway? I mean,
I
I
would
get it.
love that. If they I would love that. I'm single as a piece of cheese, so it don't really work
Well,
that way
because
for
if
me.
I have a
I
mate,
love
if I have a guy, like,
that.
especially if you live together, right? So let's talk about the people who live together.
Mhm.
Okay.
Why y'all not having sex often?
Okay.
I'm not
So I was
understanding.
married
Because
for almost
you're busy. You're
I was in
busy.
a
You got life.
life
Yeah.
is very different. I mean, it is not that you don't want to, it is not that you can't. Like me and my husband, we were in a relationship for 10 years. So sometimes it just did not permit. After a while, other things kind of transpired to where it was me, and I was just like, yeah, no thanks. But that's a different conversation for a different day. But the fact of the matter is, it's not always possible. People are tired, people work, and then if there's kids involved, now if there's not kids involved and everybody's chilling, you can get away with it. Some people it's fine. Now that is not to say that in every relationship it just kind of slows down, but again, it's not realistic. It's almost like when you're 17, 18, and you're like, soon as I get my first apartment, I'm gonna go and have parties and all my friends are coming over and all this other stuff. The moment that you get your apartment, like, ain't nobody coming up over here, I'm tired, I don't want to have to deal with nobody. It's the same. It's almost the same concept. It's like, yeah, as soon as me and my man or my girl or whoever we move together and we move here, we're going to be doing it here, there, and everywhere, all the time, every day. And the reality of it is, it just does not work that way. Some people may, but the vast majority of people, it just does not work that way for various reasons. Now, a conversation could be had to change that up to where it's increased more, but it's not always a reality.
So, what is the normal? Because I've had to pull my phone out. Like, how often? Because you both have been married. I have not. I'm the only one that have not been married. Like, what is the normal of how often you should be having sex? I mean, I like at least 3 times a week.
Okay, if I actually like the person that I'm married to,
I
First
was about
off,
to say, girl,
first of
it
all,
depends if I like you.
if I
first of
like
all,
you and I'm like this one right here is happening quite often. Listen, but I mean, it varies. Some people say a couple
really?
times a day. Some people say a couple times a week. It's really not a one size fits all with the answer to that question. It's just
It's
not.
based on it's based on you and the person. It's based on each person and
Hmm.
where they are. Can you even physically do it? Like, let's start there.
Yes.
Right. And when I say no, when I say physically, I mean, are you tired? Your back is hurt. You know what I'm saying? There's different things that
And then there's
just
medical
as
issues,
people, there's
libido,
medical issues,
hormonal
there's
Yeah.
issues.
things we encounter as women. Like now we're all in our 40s, right? Things that, well, I don't know. I think we start
I'm at my
peaking
peak.
when
I've been in my peak since I've been in my 40s. Listen,
Baby, let me tell you, I don't have to worry about that time. So I don't, I'm just like,
so I
so,
think, but I think the answer to your question is it really just depends. Like you
mhm.
can't take necessarily my experience because my experience is very different from Lynette's experience, which is very different from an experience with two people who were probably just really, really in love. Like you just can't. It just depends. And then you have pockets of love. When you've been married long term too, you have pockets of like I always love you, but there are times where I don't like you. And that
Mhm.
might be for a couple of months. Hence,
and if you don't
reconnecting
like them, you don't want to have sex with them.
at
No,
all. Don't
my
touch me. Leave me
you're my
alone.
enemy. No.
Baby, I could be
I'm not saying
mad as
this right.
hell at
But here's
you.
the
You
thing.
better lay
I'm not
down.
saying this right, but see, here's the thing. We're also both divorced. So maybe those just weren't the right people. Because I would hope that my next husband, even when I'm mad, I would still desire you that way, or I would still want you. Because I think that's also a matter of the people, right?
I
Right.
agree with
Okay.
you. And I'm gonna tell you why I agree with you, Apple. I agree with you 100%. Clearly, since we're divorced, obviously they weren't the right people. We weren't the right people. However, we want to run that, right? It is what it
Hmm.
is. But let me just say this. Like I said, I and I hate the word dealt, so I don't want to use that in the wrong term, but you guys get it. Like I said, I had somebody, you know, who it was just for when I decades, and I never not once lost attraction to that person. I never not once lost love for that person. I never was not, you understand what I'm saying? Like, so I believe that it is possible. Me and that person literally had a situation that most married people wish that they had. So, and this again, this was like a 30-year stint. So you can, I believe that there's somebody out there that you can literally actually feel that way about consistently. Now, granted, no, we did not live together, but again, that is still a lot of time to still feel that way about somebody. So again, if I'm really into somebody like that, like you got to come with it. You have to come with commitment. You have to come with love. You have to come with affection. We have to read each other's love languages. We have to communicate in the whole nine yards. There has to be effort for me to get to that point. Otherwise it's just like, okay, well, it's, I mean, it is what it is, but you definitely know when it's the right person versus somebody who was kind of like, well, I mean, if I just really have to. So I agree with you, Apple.
Hmm. I was
100%.
just,
I mean, I'm a very mental person.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Period. Like
Same.
for
okay.
me to even want to date you, like you, anything, I like men who can teach me something.
Yeah.
I like men who are very intelligent. It doesn't mean you have to know everything, but I like know something about something,
Hmm.
right? And know how
Mm-hmm.
to present that thing. Like I like people who think. So
Yeah.
for me, if that's not happening, then the other stuff is probably not happening. Like you're probably not even in my face. I'm bored. Get out my. I don't like small talk. I want to talk about aliens and God and the moon and the star. Like I want to talk about things, right?
Yeah.
And I find my attraction in someone who just is always willing to learn and always willing to share that knowledge and always willing to talk. So like we're not even getting to the other stuff if that's not there for me, you
Yeah.
know.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But like I
So,
said, if the other person is not even putting forth any kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's
No.
it's all about mental. And as women, especially us, we are thinkers, very critical thinkers. We analyze
Mhm.
things, whatever the case may be. So it's like we know when the other person is just really not there, or when they are on some other mess. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day,
Mhm.
it's like I kind of run with what's going on. I run with the flow. This is what it is. Okay, fine. You know what I'm saying? We're not oblivious to that. So no, we're not going to give you 100%. No, we're not going to be tripping off of that. And on the contrary, yeah,
Mhm.
while in our 40s, a lot of times they say that, you reach your sexual peak in your 40s and so on and so forth. I find that to be very true. But I'm also that one, kind of like what Apple said, because, when you're married for so, I know how to go without sex for a very long time as well. I love it. I'd like to have more of it, but I also know how to go without it and be
Right.
totally fine with that.
Well, I was just reading here. It
I ain't say
says
all
how much.
that. I just said
But
I didn't
but I
say that.
I just
can.
said I'm not. I'm not at this
I didn't say
point.
I
You
like
know what I'm
it.
saying?
I'm just saying I can.
She
So
made it
this is
seem
what I
like,
was just
listen, Apple don't
reading.
even want it. She could just go forever. No, ma'am. That's not
I
what
didn't
I'm
say that.
saying.
I didn't say
I
that.
didn't say that. I just said where I am in my life right now, I'm
Future
perfectly
babe, she
fine
did not say
until
that.
till my yeah, go on to what's today? Go on to bookmark that one. Until my person comes, I'm cool. I'm cool. That's all I'm saying.
So it says here how much
Not to
sex
be confused with
should you
celibate.
have at 40. It
I
says
mean,
once a week is a common baseline, experts say. That statistics depend slightly between ages 40 to 50, fall around
Once
that
a week,
baseline. Uh-huh. And it says 20 to 30-year-olds tend to average twice a week.
I'm gonna be mad
if,
as
so
hell.
let me say this. If I don't live with you, once a week sounds reasonable. If we don't live together, it depends on how much we see each other,
Eh,
right? I
Yeah,
think in relationships you should have a defined date night, right? So like one day a week, we're 100% this is our date night, and then in between that, you get those other interactions because again, work, kids, life, activities, side hustles, whatever else you have going on, it may just be that. But now if we live together, it's a total that might be up
yeah,
for discussion. It's gonna be up for discussion.
it's absolutely gonna be.
That's the only way I'm going to give my personal experience. It's gonna be up for discussion. If we live together, it's totally different. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not laying next to somebody and we just, oh, we'll wait till Friday. It's been 7 days.
Absolutely not. Let
You
me
got
run through these tips though, because we are getting close to time. I want to get through the rest of these tips. So and then
I
if we need
said
to do a part
to
we need to do a part two of this conversation, we absolutely can. Um, so change up your positions, right? Okay. Bring in the accessories, right? So let's go back. Change up your positions. Don't be just change
missionary
them.
every
Just yeah,
single
just
time.
be willing
I'm
to
a
do other
rider,
things.
baby. I like to. Oh,
Oh
never mind.
my God.
Bring in the accessories. We already talked about that. Um, take care of your health, diet, exercise, alcohol consumption, smoking. They're all causes of ED in men. Even for women, being, you know, shout out to my thick girls. I'm a thick girl, but there's a big difference in what you can do when you just, when you can't move as quick or you can't move as easily as you could if you were
Speak
into
for
top
yourself,
health.
guys. Speak for yourself. I'm flexible. This
I,
big girl. Oh, I put that leg
you're not
right.
you're not what I was thinking of when I was making this statement. Wasn't talking about women between our size. Not what I was talking about. I'm talking about morbidly just
Yeah, yeah.
out of shape, out of health, right? You can't even, girl, you ain't even got no breath. Like, what is you
It's
doing?
just too much. Yeah.
Yeah, a little too much, a little pressure on the knees. You gotta lose that weight. Okay.
Why are you like this?
Okay.
God.
Anyway,
I'm
create,
dead.
I'm sorry. Create the right atmosphere. So we talked about that. Dim the lights, light the candles, set the mood, get your mental right, right? Before you even get to the physical foreplay, set the atmosphere. Lynette, if it's trap music and we smoke,
It's pound down. Pound. I got the right song for
wherever
her. I'm
your
gonna send it
atmosphere
to her.
is, go and get that moving. Um, create pleasure for all your senses. So tap into everything, right? Men are visual.
Mm.
So you want to start with the visual. Some men don't like lingerie. Some men might want you in basketball shorts. Like not in a masculine way, not in a masculine way, but
What
some
about
men like
blindfold?
blindfold, whatever it is, right? I mean, you got to tap into all the senses, the smells, the taste, the whatever, add food. I'm reading what this is saying, by the way. I'm not.
I was like, go Apple, go.
We're not talking about me.
She vanilla. Her
That's,
ass ain't doing none of that.
that's for Bay. We're not talking about me. We're
She
reading,
get
we're
she get
reading,
tips
we're
for
reading.
herself.
Hey, you ain't never lie.
I love
Bay,
this.
look, Bay gonna be in for it whenever he comes. Play some background music. Flirt like a single person. I'm with that. Flirt with each other. You know what I mean? Again, it
Mhm.
goes back to what we were saying earlier with sending those notes and kind of setting the tone before y'all even get together, right?
Yeah.
Um, discuss your fantasies, talk to each other, communicate what you like, what you don't like, what you're into, what you would like to try. Get daring
Mhm.
together. Again, that goes to I'm on what you want. It may not be something that I'm used to or that I've ever experienced. I'm sorry. If this hair, this was doing this in another episode. This hair, this little Michael Jackson piece is
Yeah.
working me.
Michael
Y'all, I'm
Jackson.
gonna have a let me tell you how we just gonna have to switch it up. Quick little plug. If you are a wig maker,
Hello.
if you do hair and you would like your
Holla
hair
at Applebee's.
promoted, listen, if you would like your hair promoted on this show, go to your girl one because this little Michael Jackson piece is working me. Um, but yeah, get daring together. Try new things, right? Adventures, fantasies. Okay, this one says the remote control things where he has the control and you have it on.
I have not done that one
Oh,
yet.
I've heard of those.
I've heard of those. I've heard of those.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let me shut
So
up.
y'all at dinner and he just over there with the
Let me
I've
listen.
shut
only
up.
seen
Okay,
it on
I've
TV.
never done that, but boy, have I heard of it.
okay.
I
Keep
think
moving.
I might try
Get
that
a
with next boo.
get a hotel room. So I like that. Get out your
Yeah.
atmosphere, right? Do a
Yeah.
Yeah,
staycation. And even
that
turn it up a notch. Like do a staycation. He shows up, you show up, he in the lobby. Oh, nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? And make it seem to
Yeah.
Adrian's point, make it seem like y'all just meeting for the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've done those.
Stop with that.
Those are
just
Stop
fun.
with
walk me
that.
just walk me to the room. Let's just go. Let's go on and go.
I
She's so
cannot
funny.
with her.
At all.
You ain't gonna see
Leave
nothing.
notes. So it talks about leaving notes and sexting. I mean, I don't know how many times we can go over that. Plan time for the encounters. So again, life is lifing. Life gets busy,
Mhm.
life gets whatever. If you find that you're not getting it in as much as you want to, plan the time out. Like today, the kids is going away and we are going to spend time together. Because here's the thing, it might not even be the actual act of the intercourse. It might just be reconnecting, right?
Yes,
Like if you
yes.
find that you're not physically connecting, then reconnect on a mental level. Send the kids somewhere, go out of town for a minute, you know what I mean? And then connect with one another. Um, simple gifts worth giving. So, give each other little gifts. Social media arbitrage.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
know.
What does
Mhm.
that
I'm,
mean?
I'm reading through
That's some.
basically making each
That's
other laugh with memes. So sending each other memes, essentially. Using
okay.
social
Okay.
media to
Okay.
connect with each other. I've seen a song, I've seen a funny TikTok, I've seen a funny Facebook, I've seen a whatever. Y'all send videos back and forth all day.
Yeah.
Y'all find stuff to laugh about that you have in common. Comedian skits and whatever else. Um,
I could get with that.
and so that's it. And so yeah, I mean the takeaways, the basic takeaway is finding out what each other likes and then finding ways to fit things in, right? For you to reconnect with one another. This episode was great. I think we said a lot. I think we said a lot of
Boy,
different things.
Now
I
we're all
definitely
fired.
see us, yeah, I definitely see us bringing this
tapping into
back.
stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna have to tap into some of this in more detail. And I think as relationship statuses change, and I think as things happen, we continue to grow as women. We have our viewers who are gonna tap in. If you are viewing, you're tapping in, and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, drop a comment, give us some ideas. Let us know, like, what are your experiences? in terms of spicing things up or even reconnecting in the bedroom. We talked about a lot. We talked about kink. Add it to it, add to the conversation, and let us know your thoughts. But we thank everybody for joining today. We thank y'all for bearing with us as we laugh through some of this conversation. Clearly, we are all on different levels of the spectrum when it comes to this, and that's okay. That's the beauty of having this platform and being able to share various experiences. So, I don't know if we have time for final thoughts. Anyone have anything to say before we close it
I
out?
have a quick final thought. Ways to spice it up, like I said, but getting to know your partner. Try intimacy that does not include sex.
100%.
You can be in a room with a certain individual and not say anything for a long period of time, and that
Mm,
silence just speak volumes, and you guys just radiating
100%.
off of each other's energy. That
100%.
can literally
I love
help
it.
in the bed, later on down the line or whenever. But like that kind of intimacy right there, everything does not have to be sexual in that sense.
It does not.
I agree.
That helps.
That's facts.
That's mental.
That's that
Adrian,
right mental
anything?
space. I'm just gonna say keep it sexy, keep it cute. And when you all are no longer in the event, you're no longer dealing with each other, keep it to yourself.
Mm,
How about that? Because
keep your mouth
we're seeing
closed.
we're seeing a lot of talking
Even
about what
even
may
even
happen.
even when you in the midst of doing it, loose lips things shifts, baby. Shut up.
Yes. Mind your
Shut
business,
up.
drink your water, and keep it in the
Right.
bedroom where it was
Private, not
or
secret,
whatever.
right? Private, not secret, but loose lips sink ships. Everybody don't got to know what's
Yeah.
going on with you and your person. So,
So
100%.
that's it
All
for
right,
me.
ladies,
Run them fetishes then. If
we
that's the case,
are.
don't say nothing. Just run them fetishes and keep them behind the closed doors.
Self
What
don't
y'all
tell on
got?
self.
What y'all got? Let's lift these glasses. My mug. Y'all love that.
Yeah.
See my
And
red
mine
lips.
got
I
a
drink a lot. Drink a lot of tea
side.
today. Look at these red lips.
Girl.
All right, y'all. You know how we do. Cheers to more life. Cheers to more love and making good decisions and being happy. Cheers.
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 Okay. And then